all. So in last class we had discussed about what is Python, what are different versions are available in Python, and we discussed about some introduction part in last class. Today I'm going to talk about I'm going to show the comparison between Python with other programming languages like Python with the C language, Python with the Java language. So I'm going to show that differences today. So first, I want to tell one point. Python is a very simple programming language when compared with other programming languages. Yesterday already I told one point. If you want to understand Java, compulsory you should have some basic idea on C language and C++ language. Then only you guys can able to understand Java. But coming to Python, if you want to understand Python or if you want to learn the Python, there is no dependency on other programming languages. Without having any programming knowledge, happily we can able to understand Python. Easily we can able to learn the Python. So here I am going to show how Python is a very simple programming language when compared with other programming languages. How Python is very simple programming language when compared with other programming languages. See, Python is very simple programming language when compared with other programming languages. Python is very simple programming language when compared with other programming languages. Right. So here, based on this below steps, whatever I'm going to mention the steps, based on those steps, we can able to tell Python is very simple programming language when compared with other programming languages. What I'm going to mention here, I'm going to mention some steps. Based on that, easily you guys can able to tell Python is very simple language compared with other programming languages. First one, Python statements. Python statements are like general English statements only. If you want to get a feel like, so this is the coding like that. You will get feel like it is a general English statements. Python Python statements are like general English statements only. Python statements are like general English statements only. Here I will write the program, then you guys can able to understand. So now, if you guys want to learn any programming language, anyone will start with hello world programming only. Hello world program only, anyone will start the learning the programming language. So here I'm going to write a simple program to print hello world in C language. I'm going to write one simple program to print hello world in C language. See how to write that program in C language. C language program. Hello world I want to print. For that, how to write the program? First, we have to import a statement. Import, include C language, right? Include stdio.h. stdio.h. Next, here one method we have to write. Void main method we have to write. Inside this main method, at curly brace we have to take like this. open curly brace, close curly brace. Right. Between these curly braces, we have to write like printf, printf, welcome to, welcome to C programming language. Welcome to C programming language. So this is the program to print welcome to C programming language. If you want to print welcome to C programming language, this much code we have to write in C language. To print welcome to C programming language in C language, we have to write these many lines of the code. First, we have to include some header files. Next, we have to write one main method. Inside main method, we have to take the statements. Inside main method, we have to take the statements at here. So next, same thing, same thing. So here, whatever we wrote, same thing I am going to write in other language, other programming language. I am going to write same thing at here. See here, if you go for C++, C++, how to write this program in C++, C++ language. In C++, how to write the program in C++ also, we have to take void method, like void main method, inside main method. Here we have to take curly braces like this. Inside curly braces, we have to take like C out, C out, C out, welcome to C++, welcome to C++ programming language. Welcome to C++ programming language. Like this we have to write. So here also we have to include some header files. Whatever the C++ header files are there, to get this C out and C in statements, to get this C out and C in functions, whatever header files are there, corresponding header files we have to import in C++ language also. Here inside stdio.h, what we are getting, this printf function, scanf function, all those things we are getting because of this stdio.h header file only. Same way in C++, to get this C out and C in functions, to display anything, C out function we have to use. To read the data from the keyboard, C in function we have to use it here. In C language, to print anything we have to use the printf function. To read the data from the keyboard, we have to use the scanf function at here. Right, where those printf and scanf functions are available inside this stdio.h package. Inside this stdio.h package, first we have to include those packages in our program. Then only we can able to access this printf and scanf functions. Coming to C++, right here, C out, to display anything, we have to use a C out function, and to read the data from the keyboard, we have to use a cin function. We have to use a cin function. Where this C out and cin functions, some header files are there, corresponding header files we have to include in our program, right? So this is the simple program set. If you want to print welcome to C programming language, welcome to C++ programming language, right? These many lines of the code we have to write it. See, here I am using method names, here I am using curly braces and all these things, and here I am using some header files, all these things I am using it here. Observe very carefully. First I am using some header files, next I am using method names, again I am taking curly brace, and again I am taking close curly brace, all those things here. Next, same thing I will write by using Java also. Same thing I am going to write by using Java language also. So now you guys have to tell which programming language is easiest programming language after completing all these things. Now I'm going to write same program in Java. Class sample, I'm taking class sample, open curly brace, close curly brace I am taking. Right. Here inside this curly brace, what I am going to take? We have to take one main method. How to take main method in Java? Public static void main method. Public static void main method. Inside this, we have to take string arguments. String array arguments we have to take. Don't worry, and you guys don't need to learn all these things. To show the differences, I'm writing all these things in. Public static void main method I'm going to take like this. Inside main method, we have to write our logic. The program execution will start from main method. If you go for any programming language, C language, C++, Java, the program execution will start from main method. That's why in each and every program, main method is compulsory. See, in C language, we are taking main method. In C++, we are taking main method. And Java also, we are taking main method. Why? The program execution will start from main method only. Inside this, what we have to take? Inside this, we have to take like this. And if you want to print anything in Java, how to print and we have to take like this. System dot out dot println. System dot out dot println. Here, what we have to take? Welcome to Java programming language. Welcome to Java programming language. This curly brace said, for this main function, this is the open curly brace and this is the close curly brace. For this class, this is the open curly brace and this is the close curly brace we have to take like this. See, to print welcome to Java programming language, here how many lines of code we wrote? And 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines, 5 lines, 6, 7 lines of the code we wrote. Including curly braces, total 7 lines of the code we wrote in Java just to print welcome to Java programming language. Just to print this message, I wrote 7 lines of the code in Java. Right. If you go for C language, how many lines of code we wrote? 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines, 5 lines of the code we wrote in C language. Same in C++ also, 5 lines of the code we have to write just to print a message. To print a message, this much code we have to write. These many lines of code we have to write in C language, C++, and Java. Understood? But coming to our favorite Python, how many lines of the code we have to write? How many lines of the code we have to write? And right, coming to Python, observe very carefully. Python language. Python language. Coming to Python, to print one message, to print the message, only one line of the code we have to write. Only one line of the code is enough. We no need to write these many lines of the code in Python. See here, only one line. Print. Welcome to Python language. That's it. That's it. Here we no need to import any header files. We no need to take any main method kind of things, and we no need to take any curly braces and all those things in Python. Understood? Here header files are not required, main method is not required, curly braces is not required. Directly we can write normal English statement. There is no curly braces, there is no functions, and here I am writing only statement. Here I am writing only statement, and I am not taking any technical words. I am not using it here, and function, right? Begin curly brace, close curly brace, import statements, include statements. All those things I am not using it here. All those things I am not using it here, and directly single English statement I am writing. It look like English statement or not? Print welcome to Python language. it look like a normal English statement. First point is clear or not? Here what I wrote, Python statements are like general English statements only. General English statements only. And see, in C language, right, what we wrote in C language, in C language 5 lines of the code we wrote, C++ 5 lines of the code we wrote, in Java 7 lines of the code we wrote to print a small message. But coming to Python, just only one line, welcome to Python programming language. Right. So I will show in Python. I'm opening this IDLE. Once you guys are installed Python in your system, you guys will get this IDLE. I will show how to install Python. I will show. See, like this you guys will get it. Like this you guys will get it. Right. Now I want to print welcome to Python programming language. For that I'm going to write only one line. Print welcome to Python programming language. Like this I wrote it here. That's it. It is printing welcome to Python programming language. It is returning welcome to Python programming language. Only one line is enough. So now tell me, compare with all these programming languages, which one is a very easy programming language? And please respond in chat box. Compare with the C language, C++, Java and Python. Which one is the very easiest programming language? To learn these kind of statements, any programming language knowledge is required? Not required. Any programming language knowledge is not required to learn Python. But if you want to learn, very good, if you want to learn Java, as some people are coming from mechanical background, some people are coming from civil background, and those people don't have any knowledge on basic computer also. Right, for those kind of people, in first class itself, if I write this kind of program, they can able to understand? No, they don't know what is class, they don't know what is this public static void main, they don't know what is this string array argument, they don't know what is the system.out.println, so they can't able to understand anything. For non-technical persons, if I show this Java program in first class itself, they can't able to understand this Java program. They can't able to understand this Java program. But if I show this Python program, they can able to understand or not? To understand this Python program, is it required any other programming language knowledge? Please respond. If I show this Java program in first class itself, they can't able to understand. Compulsory they should have some basic knowledge on programming, whether it is C language, C++. Then only they can able to understand what is class, why I am taking these curly braces, what is the main function, and what is system.out.println, and all those things. If I show this Python program, they can able to understand or not? Easily they can able to understand. There is no other language program is yes, and here no programming knowledge is required to understand Python. Anyone can able to understand. Anyone can able to learn Python. That is the beauty of Python programming language. Right? First statement clear or not? Just now here I wrote one statement. What is that statement? Here I wrote one statement. And Python statements are like general English statements. We are not using any functions. We are not using any curly braces, all those things. And right, next one more important point, and a very, very important point. Observe very carefully. Try to understand this point. Very important point. And here we no need to specify data type explicitly in Python. We no need to specify data types explicitly in Python. We no need to specify data types explicitly in Python. Right. See, try to understand this one. And means what? And suppose if you go for Java or C language or C++ or .NET, any programming language. If you go for any programming language, if you want to declare any variable, compulsory we have to specify the type also explicitly. What type of variable you are declaring, that type also we have to specify explicitly. If you go for any programming language, whether it is Java, C or C++ or .NET, anything, compulsory we have to specify the type explicitly, like this. I want to take one variable a. What is the type of this variable? What is the type of this variable? Int type. int int type. So here equal to 10 I am taking like this. Means what? And this a variable contain integer type of data. What this data type will represent? Int is the data type only. What this data type will represent? What type of data is available inside this variable? This data type will represent. This a variable contains integer type of data. If you declare any variables in our program, compulsory we have to specify the type explicitly. Right. Here, if you want to specify any variables, if you want to declare any variables, compulsory type must be required. Compulsory we have to specify with the type. Compulsory we have to specify with the type. But coming to Python, we no need to specify the type. Directly we can take like this. Directly we can take like this. And coming to Python, we no need to specify the type of the variable. Directly we can specify like this. Right. Then if you are not specifying the type, how it can able to understand while executing the program what type of data is available inside that variable? While executing the program, compulsory it should understand. And JVM, suppose if you go for Java, JVM can able to understand. If you go for Python, interpreter can able to understand what type of data is available. Right here, if you are not specifying the type explicitly, how we can able to understand what type of data is available inside that variable? Right, automatically based on, right here, if you want to declare any variable in other programming languages like C language, C++, Java, compulsory we have to specify the type explicitly like this. Here I am declaring a variable a with the type integer. Means this a variable contains integer type of data. What this type will represent? What type of data is available inside the variable? Compulsory we have to specify the type explicitly in other programming languages. But coming to Python, we no need to specify the type explicitly. Directly we can take like this. Here I am not specifying the type. We no need to specify the type explicitly in Python. Directly we can take a is equal to 10 like this. Here, how it can able to understand without specifying the type explicitly? What type of data is available inside this variable? How it can able to understand? Based on the values which we are providing at runtime, automatically it can able to understand what type of data is available inside the variable. Suppose at runtime, if I am providing 10, oh, automatically it can able to understand like, oh, this guy is entered a 10, means this a is a integer type of variable. Suppose at runtime, if I provided the value as a string type like Raju, right, automatically it can able to understand, oh, this guy is entered some group of characters are enclosed with the codes, means this A is a string type of variable, like that. Based on the values which we are providing at runtime, automatically it can able to understand what is the type of this variable. We don't need to specify the type explicitly like other programming languages. Understood? Understood what I am telling? If you go for any other programming language, if you want to declare any variable, compulsory we have to specify the type explicitly like this. See, here I am declaring variable A. Here what I am doing, I am specifying the type also explicitly like this. This is the integer variable, means this A contains integer type of data. But coming to Python, I am not specifying the type explicitly. Without specifying the type, how it can able to understand what type of variable that A? Automatically it can able to understand based on the values which we are providing at the runtime. Here what value I am providing? Here I am providing 10. So based on this value, automatically it can able to understand, oh, this A is a integer type of variable. Suppose here if I give Raju, automatically it can able to understand, oh, this A is a string type of variable, like that. We don't need to specify the type explicitly in Python. Is it clear? Clear what I am telling? Right. This is nothing but dynamically typed programming language. What we call dynamically typed programming language. I am not specifying the type explicitly. Automatically, dynamically means what? Runtime. Automatically, right, at runtime, based on the values which we are providing, automatically it can able to understand the type. This is nothing but dynamically typed programming language. Python is a dynamically typed programming language. Means what? We no need to specify the type explicitly. Based on the values which we are providing at runtime, automatically it can able to understand the type. Clear? So now I will write one program. I will write one program in Java and Python both. So now you guys have to tell. See, same program I'm taking. Sample10 is my class name. Public static void main I'm taking. See here what I'm going to take. I want to find out sum of two numbers. For that, how to write the program? Int A is equal to 10 and int B is equal to 20. Here what I am doing? Here I am taking two variables. One is A and second one is B. And for these two variables, am I specifying the type explicitly or not? Yes, compulsory we have to specify. Otherwise, it will return the error end. Otherwise, program won't be executed. It will return error end. Here compulsory we have to specify the type explicitly. This A and B both are integer type of variables. Like this we have to take it. So now what I want to do, I want to find out sum of two numbers. Int C is equal to A plus B. I am taking like this. Int C is equal to A plus B. Now here I want to print system dot out dot print ln. System dot out dot print ln. Here what we have to print? Here what we have to print? Here we have to print that C value. Right. So now save this program. What we have to do it here? Here we have to compile this program and we have to run this program, and compile this program and we have to run this program. So now for that what we have to do? For that what we have to do? And so now let me go for compilation. Go to that location where we saved this program. Go to that location. Here I have sample. Here I have, right, inside this we have sample 10.java like this. Right, go to command prompt. Go to command prompt. Here what we have to do, here first what we have to do, yesterday I explained, and first what we have to do at here, we have to compile the program and right, here first we have to compile the program. How to compile the program? How to compile the program? Java sample, what is the file name? Sample 10.java. Sample 10.java. Here Java C and Java compiler, Java C sample 10.java. Compilation successful. Compilation successful. Now what we have to do? We have to execute the program. Java sample 10. 30. 30 is the output we are getting. 30 sum of two numbers. Here what I am taking? A, B. A, B and A is 10, B is 20. A plus B means 30 you are getting. 30 you are getting. For this what I did, and how many lines of code we wrote? 10 lines of the code we wrote it here. To find out sum of two numbers, 10 lines of the code I wrote it here. And here what I am doing, see, for declaring any variable A, B or C, compulsory we have to specify the type explicitly like this. Compulsory we have to specify the type explicitly, right? So but coming to Python, now I am going to write the program by using Python. Same program, same sum of two numbers I am going to write by using Python. See, and A is equal to here what I am taking, 10 I am taking. B is equal to 20 I am taking. Next here C is equal to, otherwise directly also you can take A plus B, 30. And here how many lines of code you are writing, and only 3 lines of the code you are writing. Only 3 lines of the code you are writing. But in Java, how many lines of the code we wrote? 10 lines of the code we wrote. Which one is the easiest programming language? Here in Python, am I taking any class? Am I taking any method? Am I taking any curly braces? Am I taking any data type for specifying the variables? No, nothing is there. Nothing is there. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, A plus B 30 you will get. Anyone can able to understand this one. To understand these 3 lines, any programming language knowledge is required? Not required. Anyone can able to understand. But coming to Java, how much code we have to write? These many lines of the code we have to write. And here, what we are doing, compulsory, we have to specify the type explicitly. Compulsory, we have to specify the type explicitly. But coming to Python, we no need to specify the type. Automatically, it can able to understand based on the values which we are providing. Where is the proof? Where is the proof? It can able to understand or not. So now, if you ask, Array A, what is your type? Please tell me. If you ask to A, Array A, what is your type? Already here we assigned one value. Based on this value, it can able to understand what is the type of A. It will return same type to you. It will return same type to you. And I will ask how to ask the type of A. And just for that, we have one predefined function in Python. We have one inbuilt function in Python, which is nothing but type function. Don't worry, I will explain all these things later again. Type function is there. Yes, Andy. Yes, Python is very easy to learn and better option, Andy, for programming. See, Andy, here I am going to ask to A, Andy, Array, what is your type? By using type function, we can able to check. So now here type of A I am asking. Here I am not specifying the type explicitly, but based on the value which we provided, it can able to understand the type. That type only it will return. So now type of A means it will return I am int type. I am int type, boss. It is returning I am int type. Here am I specifying type at here? At the time of declaring, am I specifying the type? No. but it is returning int type. How? Based on the values. Based on the values which we provided, automatically it can able to understand the type. That the same type it is returning. That the same type it is returning, and is nothing but Python is a dynamically typed programming language. We no need to specify the type explicitly. Automatically it can able to understand. Right? You may ask a question, sir. I'm coming from Java background. I'm coming from Java background, and in Java already I habituated to declare the variables with the type. Already I habituated in Java, right? While declaring variables type also I took. So same thing if I apply it here, what it will happen? What's wrong? Nothing is wrong, right? Here you are not specifying, but I am explicitly specifying this A is the integer type. What's wrong with that? If I specify like that, what's wrong with that? We'll see. Let me check and see. Int A is equal to 50. I'm taking like this. Int A is equal to 50. I'm taking like this. And here what we are doing, while declaring the variable, we are specifying type also. Like other programming languages, in Python also, I am trying to specify the type at the time of declaring a variable. Is it valid or invalid? Is it valid or invalid? And let me check once. Now, if you click enter button, immediately it will return the error, syntax error. Syntax error. Why it is returning syntax error? Type is not allowed yet here. You are specifying the type explicitly. It is not allowed yet here. Why, Andy? Why it is not allowing like this? What's wrong? Right, even if you are not specify this type also, right, A is returning int type only, right? Same thing I specified explicitly. What's wrong at here? What's wrong at here, Andy? So like this you may ask the question. Like this you may ask the question, Andy. Then what is the reason for this, Andy? Right, in Python everything is object only. Right, in Python, coming to Python, this A is not a type variable. It will treat like this A is not a variable. See, here whenever you took like this A is equal to 50, internally it will treat as object like this. This is the object. This object contains content 50. A is the reference variable for this object. A is the reference variable for this object. It will treat like this. Whenever you took A equal to 50, A is not a variable at here. It is an object. It will treat as an object in Python. If you go for other programming languages, it is a normal variable only. Normal variable only. At the time, we have to specify the type compulsory. But coming to Python, everything is an object only. Whether you are taking a variable or you are taking a function or anything, everything is object only. Here what you are doing, A is equal to 50 you are taking. What is this A? A is an object. Here see, and like this it will create the object. This object contains 50 data and A is the reference variable for this object. So now for objects, we can't able to specify the size. Coming to object, we can't able to specify the size. Here int A you are taking means what, and int means what is the size of int? If you go for C language, C++, there see integer size is 2 bytes. Coming to Java, integer size is 4 bytes. Right, in C and C++, the size of int is 2 bytes. Coming to Java, size of int is 4 bytes. Here, if you are specifying int means indirectly you are telling this A contains only 2 or 4 bytes of data. Correct or not? If you are taking int like this, means indirectly you are telling this variable contains 2 or 4 bytes of data. But A is object, right? For object, how you can able to tell the size, man? We can't able to tell the size for object. But here with this type, you are trying to specify the size also for that object. Correct or not? For objects, we can't able to specify the size only. This object contains this much of size, like that we can't able to tell in Python and Java. In Python and Java, we can't able to tell like that only. Understood what I'm telling? But if you take like this int, indirectly you are telling this A contains only 2 bytes of data or 4 bytes of data, like that. That is wrong in Python. Why? Because a means in Python this is an object, not a variable. Understood? In Python everything is object, and so we can't able to specify the type explicitly like this. Immediately it will return the error if you specify like that. Understood? Please respond. Clear what I am telling? That's why it is returning syntax error. Don't specify the type explicitly. That is invalid in Python. Right? Even if you habituated in other programming languages, don't use that technique in Python. It won't applicable. Immediately it will return the syntax error. Immediately it will return the syntax error. Python is a dynamically typed programming language, so don't specify the type explicitly. Understood? So we can't able to specify the type explicitly in Python, right? Automatically it can able to understand based on the values which we are providing. All right. So next, one more thing we have to observe, right? If you go for Java or any other programming languages, see here I am writing Java program. So now here I will take just like 100 I am taking. Here I am taking 200 like this. So now here observe very carefully. Here I remove this semicolon. Here I remove that semicolon and saved this program. Saved this program, and now try to compile this program and try to compile this program. Java C sample10.java. If you compile this program, immediately what it will happen? Observe very carefully. Compilation error, and compilation error came. What it is telling? Error semicolon is expected. Semicolon is expected, and if you go for Java, every statement ends with the semicolon. That is mandatory. Every statement compulsory it should be ends with the semicolon. That is mandatory. But sometimes people what they will do, and they will forget it. Sometimes people there may be a chance to forget to take the semicolon at the end. What it will happen? Immediately it will return the compilation errors. Program won't be compiled, and if you forget to take semicolon, see, and every statement at the end of every statement I am taking semicolons. In Java this is mandatory. This is mandatory. By mistake, if you forget to take the semicolon, immediately it will return the compilation error. Compilation error it will return it. But coming to Python, what they did, and people are forgetting sometimes to take these semicolons. Why we need to make this one as compulsory? Why we need to make this one as a what we call mandatory? Python people think like this, and some people are forgetting to take the semicolons at the end of the statement. Then why we need to make this semicolon as mandatory? Mandatory, like that people think, and they make this semicolon as optional in Python. Semicolon as optional in Python, and even if you forget to take semicolon also, no problem, your program will get executed in Python. See it. See, I will show it. I will show practical each and everything. I will show in practically. Don't worry. See, here I am writing print. Welcome to Python. Like this, I am taking it. Like this, I am taking. See, here observe very careful. Here I am taking semicolon. Nothing is wrong. It will print welcome to Python. Welcome to Python, and same thing here. I am doing print. Welcome to Python. Here I am not taking any semicolon. Semicolon I am not taking it here. No problem. It will work. It won't return any error. In Python, right? Semicolon is optional, not mandatory. But if you go for other programming languages, the semicolon is mandatory, and mandatory. Like that, syntaxes and everything is very easy, and in Python. Compare with other programming languages, syntax is also very easy, and here chances are very less, and right, failing the program chances are very less in Python. Failed chances are very less in Python. Syntactically, because of syntaxes, failed chances are very less in Python compared with other programming languages. Understood? Syntax wise, failing chances are very less in Python compared with other programming languages. See, and in Java, if you forget to take semicolon, immediately it is returning compilation error. But coming to Python, it won't return any error. It will accept. Okay. So don't worry. The guys forget to take semicolon. No problem. Right? No problem. Proceed like this. It will accept even if you forget to take the semicolon also. In Python, the semicolon is optional, not mandatory. Clear? Up to here, any doubt? Please respond. Can I continue? Any doubt up to here? Right. So next point, what I'm going to tell. Right? No need to specify data type explicitly in Python. First point is clear, right? Python statements are like general English statements only. We are not required to take any methods, any classes, any curly braces, and all these things. And simple, normal English language only. Right? It look like that. Next point is we no need to specify the data types explicitly in Python. Right. Next point, what I'm going to tell. Right. Here we have around 33 plus reserved keywords in Python. Reserved keywords in Python. What is this reserved keywords, Andy? What is this reserved keywords? If you go for any programming language, whether it is C language, C++, Java, Python, or any programming language, at the time of implementing any programming language, at the time of developing any programming language, right, they will reserve some names for some functionalities. They will reserve some names for some functionalities. Suppose if you guys have booked any ticket, and bus ticket or train ticket, so that the seat is reserved for you only. That seat is only reserved for you only. You only can able to go and sit in that seat. Same way, here also some names are already reserved for some functionality. If you are going to use that functionality in your program, compulsory we have to use these reserved names mandatory. Understood what I am telling? Suppose I want to write one function in Python. For that, right, before writing any function, the function should be started with def keyword. Def keyword. This def keyword is already reserved for functions. This def keyword is already reserved for function. In Python, if you want to write any function, compulsory it should be started with def keyword. So this word, this name already reserved for functions. For at the time of writing only functions, we have to take this name. Apart that, this name we can't able to take in Python. Suppose tomorrow I want to write one class. Compulsory the class should be starts with class keyword. Class keyword. This name is already reserved for classes. If you want to write any classes, compulsory it should be started with the class keyword. Same way, if you want to write any lambda function, compulsory it should be starts with the lambda keyword. Suppose if you want to return any value, if your function wants to return any value, compulsory it should be starts with the return keyword. Return keyword. If you want to write any condition, compulsory it should be started with the if. If you want to write any loop, compulsory we have to take for. Like this. These names are already reserved for some functionalities. At the time of beginning, at the time of writing your programming language, at the time of implementing your programming language, already some names are reserved for some functionalities. Those keywords are called reserved keywords. In Python, around 33 plus reserved keywords are available. I will explain each and every keyword purpose, and don't worry. I will write each and every keyword and I will explain each and every keyword purpose also. Right? So like that 33 plus reserved keywords are available in Python. Right? So next statement we can take like this. Compare with other programming languages. In Python, instructions are very less number of instructions in Python. Compare with other programming languages. In Python, very less number of instructions, and there is no much more instructions. And Python look like normal English language and we no need to follow any instructions in Python like other programming languages, right? So these points we have to keep it in our mind at the time of writing the program. Clear? Python statements are like general English statements only. I will tell one more example. I will tell one more example. Right. I want to write one for loop and I want to write one for loop. Whether it is C language, C++, Java. How you guys will write for loop and how you guys will write for loop? For int I equal to 0 and I less than 10 and I plus plus. Right? Here what I am doing, print I value. Print I value I am taking like this. Correct or not? Print I value I am taking 1 minute. Same thing I will take it here. Don't worry. I will execute and I will show everything and don't worry. See, inside this only I am taking for loop like this. Inside this only I am taking for loop like this. Right? Here I am taking one for loop. Here not print. Here we have to use system dot out dot print like this. Here what I am doing, first time I value is 0. Right? Print I value. Next first time I value is 0. How to write the for loop and see? Initially I am taking I value is 0 and here I am checking I value is less than 10 or not. Yes, this condition is satisfied. Then print I value. Next it will go to here. Next after printing I value, where it will go and after printing I value it will go to here. What it will do? Increment I value. What is the I value next time? Plus 1. Initially I is 0. I plus plus means it will increment to 1 and now I value is 1. Again it will check this condition. 1 is less than 10 or not. Yes, then print that value also. Again increment I value. Initial second time I value 1 plus plus means I it will become 2. Here it will check 2 is less than 10 or not. Yes, print. Again I value 3 and 3 is less than 10 or not. Print. Again I value increment 4 less than 10 or not. Print. So like this for loop we have to write in Java like this. For loop and see for loop here we have to specify the right, we have to declare the variable int I is equal to 10 and here we have to check the condition and here we have to increment and 3 things I am doing and one is initialization, next condition, next increment and here this is the initialization, this is the condition, this is the increment and 3 things we are doing and here. If this condition is satisfied, then only I want to print I value. If this condition is not satisfied, so I don't want print that value. Understood? So like this we have to take. So now if I run this program, what output you guys will get? And I'm trying to show the easiness of Python and compare with other programming languages. See, here now if I run this one, see, semicolon mandatory, right? Now if I run this program, we'll see what you will get. Java C sampleton.java. Compilation successful. Now run this program. See and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and from 0 to which number, right? Before 10 now, which number is less than 10? All the numbers I want to print it. Right, up to 9 less than 10 only, so that's why it is printing 0 to 9 all the numbers. Understood this program what I did? Please respond once and is it understood? Clear this one what I am writing it here, right? So now try to understand in Python how to write the for loop. And don't worry, and we have separate topic for this and we have separate looping statements are there and there we will discuss in detail and each and everything. Then here, see now here how to write that for loop and you will get normal English language statements and you will feel like see for I in range of 0. Otherwise you can take directly like this. Here what we have to do, print I. That's it. And see here, for I means each element, and instead of I you can take anything, and you can take A, B, C, D, X, anything you can take it here. Instead of I you can take any character. For each character in this range, and here if you want you can specify the begin index also, not an issue. Here you can specify the begin index also like this, and not an issue. Here for each character in this range 1 to 10, print that character. For I means each character, each value, each element. For each element in this range, in range 1, 10. For each element in this range, print that element. It look like normal English statement or not? And you guys are getting feeling like reading English or not? For each element in range of 1, 10. First time I value is 1, second time I value is 2. Each element I am telling, right? So that's why first time I value is 1, second time I value is 2, third time I value is 3. Here I am not using any condition. Here I am not defining any variable. Here I am not doing any incremental. But if you go for other programming languages, initialization we have to do, condition we have to check, and we have to increment the value also. But coming to Python, it look like normal English statement. For each element, I means each element. Instead of I, you can take anything. For each element in this range 1, 10, and print that element whatever you have. You will get all the elements. See and see. For instead of I, you can take anything. A in range of 1, 10. Print A. What you will get? Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All elements you are getting or not? Same thing we wrote in Java, Andy. Same thing here I wrote in Java. But here see Andy, how much complexity is there? We have to declare the variable, and we have to check the condition, and we have to do the increment also. But coming to Python, nothing is there. It looks like normal English statement or not. For each element in this range 1, 10. Print that element. Understood? What you guys are feeling about this one? Is it normal English statement or not? Is there any difficulty to understand? Please respond. Is there any difficulty to understand this? No difficulty. Easy, and very easily we can able to understand all these things. Right? Compare with other programming language. Python is easy or not? Compare with other programming languages, and Python is very easy or difficult? Very easy. Very, very easy compare with other programming languages. Python is very easy. Anyone can able to understand. There is no dependency on other programming languages. Clear? What we discussed clear? Any explanation is required in today's class? In today's class, any doubts? Everything is clear? So now you guys got the clarity. Python is easy or difficult? Please respond. Python easy or difficult? You guys got the clarity or not? Easy, and very easy, and right? Remaining things we discuss in next class. Okay, I have other batch, and we'll discuss in next class remaining things. Thank you guys.